Hello, how is the form? Sorry for the lateness of this video. Yes, busy week, busy week. As you can see, everything is parked up today, so you're getting this on the day that's being filmed because I just was not organised at all. But yes, listen, got away a lot better this week. Ground has definitely caught up on itself a wee bit, so thank God, and long may it last. So everybody's been flat out all week this week. Tankers, pipelines, everything has been flat to the tin. 3 pipelines away every day, and all getting on well. Everybody's getting on grand. We have an addition of another vehicle in the yard, which will appease the blue boys. So yes, this is coming into the time now where it is just all hands on deck. Oh dear, I see a problem. Okay, I don't know what he has been doing or where he has been, but he's going to love this tomorrow morning. Alex Lyle, what are you at? Yeah. So I suppose behind the scenes in contract, and these are the things that you don't see, you know. So that's obviously an issue that's going to have to be sorted like first thing before they go tomorrow, because as you can see, like, this thing's been doing a lot of work, and we can't go anywhere flat wheels. So in other news, we have a slight bit of overkill in the diet feeder at the minute. So yes, the 225 is on feeding duties just at the minute. But she looked well, didn't she? So the general consensus, or the general way that Sundays usually work around here, is you always have to make an appearance at some stage to get your yacht dieseled up and greased up and everything else that needs to happen. So he literally just pulled up to the diesel tank there and she just died. So that was circling empty, so caught it fine. So this is Adam's yacht there, so you've seen her plenty just throughout the course of some pictures we've been on social media and bits and pieces. So he's the 7719S, he's the Ag Prep Dribble bar. Love her.
Great job. I'll show you what I like about her here. I'll wait that far away from the tank here. I'll switch her on.
Not like this, he would need to love her because he spends enough time on her. I leave this to your own joke, but every time he gets a new tractor, he orders them to his specifications, whatever he wants, and then I fall down the list of the loves of Adam's life.
Not even on the first page?
No. Hey, it's fine, I'm used to it.
So what I like about this Dribble bar, 19mm spatter, pops your 4 clips. There. That's in your mash shooter. Simple as that there. And then whenever you want to relieve your mash shooter, same spanner, turns it, lifts it out. What we put on a wee feature which was handy, we just welded 2 wee handles onto it. So then manchi blocker, screw the 119, pull it up, it's loose as you can see, and then whenever you're tightening it again, if you look in there, that's your tensioner for how tight you want to make it. So you see your rubber there squeezing a bit, that's your pressure for material. Plenty for materials. Stone trap there, simple as you like. Whenever you're finished, flick her back over. Just make sure your rubber's on properly. So, closer, get your 4 clicks back on again, turn your span around. The 19mm bolt we actually screwed there to open it. Actually, at the start of the season we actually put a new one on because the one last year, the end of the season, rusted. So it turned from a 19 to an 18, which was they screwed out the inner shaft on the pump, which kind of meant everything kind of came apart. So literally, a wee bit of TOC changed it. So the start of the season, that's it. The macerator done. Do the same to our far side. That's it done. My reeler at the back. What I changed about the reeler at the back. Well, she looks like Gaki with his big massive shootout the top. Realistically, all that's for, if I go through a gate, I literally fold my wings up and let the air, I just shoot the air out the spread plate at some stage. Sometimes it goes through and then I close it, not the leg or everything, and then the minute I go through it again I open and let the air out whilst I pull the pipe. Because whenever you can't really open and close these, because whenever you lift it, you kink your 8 feet pipe, which means it'll just be a disaster. My ag clip reeler is continuous, the whole thing. 1,000 metres of pipe in the one go. Let's say you pull up the man's yard, put off your bungee, and away you go. Just 1,000 metres first lap, the roar at the bottom. But why I like this so much, it's a fine tune. That Craig's rig over there is different to mine. I can also spread whilst having my reeler on. It is handy to hook it off sometimes, but sometimes there, like especially in the summertime, where we spread away with the reeler on, the reeler's probably empty a pipe, so there's no real weight. I literally throw off 3 pipes and do that fill, and I'm going to the next fill. I literally just roll the pipe out a wee bit before I release it. Literally just jump out, uncouple it from the spreader there, and clip it onto my pipe, and automatically just continue reeling. Piece of cake. Where if I didn't have that, I could have my reeler on the front, which I'd have to turn around, hook it on, yes, but in the same sense, if you want to keep the weight down, you'd be having it all hooked off, so you'd have to go back and get the reeler and bring it back to the place where you were. With that, there's just continuous on the move. And if I did want to hook it off for weight, or say I only needed a pipe or 2 off it, 2 seconds, 2 legs, 2 pipes to front, and then a wee pull cord for a wee locking mechanism in the front. That's it off anyway. So it takes no time at all anyway. It's the same macerators, reeler. The only thing I haven't mastered yet is my Slurry cat. The biggest thing is my backpack's that handy now. The rate of 1,000 metres covers a lot of ground, so it means that I'm running around my front reeler full of pipe. We have 600 metres on it. When the weather is good and the ground's dry, it'll makes no real issues, but because the ground's still a wee bit soft, it means I'm crying around, probably in certain places too much weight, which means I'm having to hook off my front reeler just to keep her as light as possible. And then that's whenever Craig's Slurry reeler would come into play, because literally he just drops the reels off and away he goes. So it is handy dropping it off, but then sometimes it is handy also having your reeler on and spreading with it on. If they get the vine one, that you could drop it off and also have it on and not affecting your bottom spindle at the bottom. I'll show you Craig's what's stopping it, but that's my one there. And I haven't been in the macerator this year at all, touch wood. So that's Craig's rig gear. Don't get me wrong, the dropout bobbles is brilliant. Craig absolutely loves them. Literally he just relocks there at the front, drops it out, very very handy, saves a lot of weight. That's what I meant about the back one. See, he always has to hook off his back bobble, always. Where mine's, I have the choice of hooking it off or leaving it on, whatever. Craig always has to hook his off no matter what, because his spindle can't go round as so. It's kind of preference. There's none bad, as you say. It's just kind of with your preference. Craig honestly doesn't mind hooking that off at all, to be fair. The manual fold out and in, he minded that, to be fair, but now they're hydraulic, I loved her, to be fair. Craig is Even we're very, very happy with her. She has a great job. And then he has also piped his splash plate there's piped direct into the back of the tractor. It's just for the likes of you fill the pipe with air. Say you fill the pipe with air and you want to pull it out through a gate, you have to fold your wings up. But the same thing, you fold your wings up, your feed pipe will kink, which is there. So whenever you pull through, you actually just pop the door open and close. Sometimes you may not need to reel out another pipe. You may have enough pipe. Even if you're pulling the pipe back out of a field that's on 50 metres, you're pulling it back into the field before that. You know, you just literally fold it up and pull the pipe back in. Whenever you think there's too much air or whatnot, you just pop open your splash plate and that there lets the air out of her. Or slurry's too thick or whatever, you know what I mean. And this is another wee touch we done here a year or two ago. That was the best thing we ever done there. Was that there. All our tankers is this here. All our tankers is that there. And all our dodo pumps is that. So the same pipe does them all. Whenever you're hooking on the store, yeah, that's the pipe where you hook on the store way, pump it out. But every that there, and there's one which comes on them. But at the end of the day, after a period of time, they stretch. You know what I mean? It comes loose, and before you know it, you're packing it with rags trying to seal it. With this one here, loosen about, screw it on. That's your pipe tight again. That was the best thing we ever done. Never had a problem since. And if we were on a tanker or if we were in a yard and tankers were finished and wanted to direct pump, they just left you the pipe there. You hooked it on the back there and away you go. It means that you're not like, where's my dodo pipe and where's my tanker pipe, because everything now is a tanker pipe. So in there's the dodo pump there, the Briar pump. So as you see, that's a handy tool there. Pipes and all the same. The Briar, I haven't changed her yet, she's just not a simple to cut. The Briar, we just put an adapter on her. Same thing, but look, once it's on and stays on, you know, it doesn't stretch. Whenever you take it off 4 or 5 times a day, or 10 times a day, it soon stretches. Good bleeder. Dodo. Well, I think their new Dodos right enough have the big bleeders now as well, which is a good job, to be fair. As we were saying about the slurry, the biggest problem that I think is going to occur, well, depending if the rain comes. If the rain comes, might not be so much, but because last year what we learned, we would say, pile of slurry on the ground, thick lines of slurry up the field. You know, whenever it's splash plated, you're chatting the fine skin over the whole thing. So when the rain gets on it, it thins it out and helps wash it in. Where the Dribble bar, whenever it spreads, it leaves it more intense, more of a layer. You know, so whenever the rain hits it, it nearly washes the outer coating off, but still leaves the fibre behind, because it's rather than a thin layer spread over the whole spread plate. It's a wee line, but then when the rain washes the outer, it leaves the fibre behind, and then the grass grows. Whenever we did it, the grass grew up, and then for the first cut we never realised, and first cut was okay, second cut we never realised, and then whenever we done our silage sample, it turned out that we had a very high ash content, which was an indication of like the raking soil in it, which we wouldn't. But whenever we went and actually looked into it, we realised that when the grass grew, it lifted the fibre and the slurry that digested back up through the grass, then our mower nipped it off, and we ended up bringing the slurry back into the pit with us. So what we had to do then, we actually ended up tilting our mowers. We went out the next cut to look, and surely to goodness we caught it. Went and looked at the grass, and we scrimmed our fingers and literally had it full of black old grass just from the spreading before. So then we had to tilt the beds of our mowers, and we had to leave a good 3 inches. To allow us to skim over the top of the digestate to leave it. So the best advice I could ever give was, make sure you leave it watery. If you want a Dribble bar, even if it is in the summertime more so than ever, she'll she'll leave it. But even now at this time of year, even thick slurry, we actually had to go to the route of a separator, which completely done away with it then, of course. But I'm telling you, I see it more and more common now. A pile of spreading, done by a dribble bar, a pile of spreading on the ground that's semi-thickish is coming back into the pit with them, because people just aren't realising where the spread plate done away with that with thick slurry because there's a thinner layer, but because of the dribble bar now it's a lot more intense and a lot more layer. So I think water being added is going to be a big thing to try and cut that down, or if not in that case, having to tilt your mowers up to make sure that you leave it. We were spreading there 2 days ago. We were down in Ballykelly and there was awful wind and we were pumping on the trailer and that happened. All the big tankers were clean bogging. They were spotless before we started, but now they're clean bogging. So there. As I say, Craig loves his rig. That's a brand new set of tyres there. He got out of JB there the year. 710s and 900s in the rear, 710s. The front railer, she's another good feature is this. What I like about the biggest benefits I see of this is you're in the tram line, you're finished spreading, you driving the tram line. If you're going forward and back, you're nearly riding the clutch, going left and right on your railer to fill it up. You know, you're going left and right. Where if you just sit in the tram lines, whenever you activate your pump to reel the bob on, it activates, sends the oil to these rams, and then Craig has a wee foot pedal, and there, just in the ground there, and then that turns the reeler left and right, which means he just sits still without riding the clutch, and then she can fill the bobble. I'm sitting still. It means he's not tramping a pile of crop too. You can just stay on the tram lines. Craig washed his rig yesterday. I'm very happy with the Slurry Cup too. I Cup mine's and Johnny's is the I Cup, Craig's is the Slurry Cup, and then there's Kevin's pumping him, and then this is the fourth outfit. The tyres are all ready to go on her. The beauty about them there was back of the tanker, they all hook onto the back of the tanker, but then whenever you're not needing the tanker, that we just literally hook her on like a quickie bracket, which is there. If you can see it there, hook it over, and the wee pin on the bottom, same as a quickie loader. Hook it on. The swivel is, how do I go around? The swivel is the far side. The swivel's on the frame. So literally, the dribble bar that's used for the tankers is also used for an umbilical. All we need then with that's the front railer. So that's our fourth outfit there. 10 metre dribble bar on her. So makes more use. Having the dribble bars on the slurry time is or in the summer time. Yes, great job for the tankers and going in now the field, but then they're wasted then at the start of the year, at the end of the year when ground's too wet. So it's a good way of maximising the use of your dribble bar, which we would be very big into. It's hard to buy a machine and let her use her for a wee while and park her up, where we can maximise our jobs. Kinda is a good job, you know. But there's some job. Just how simple. We just cut it off and welded a square plate on. That's it. That is some touch. There's Craig's pumps there for his railer. Another good feature. Craig would swear by it, he'll pull the whole country with that pump. But then if he did struggle, he says he's just going to put another pump on the same side, on the other side, and pump off that. I think actually when you have the 6-inch, 5-inch and 6-inch on the back of them, they actually do come with two pumps. So they definitely are a good job. The only thing, Craig doesn't mind it. Maybe if I was on it a while I wouldn't mind it either, I don't know. But I just like the option of, yes, I can hook it off when I have to, or I can leave it on for the summertime or whatever. I know them people say in the summertime you can hook it off and just put all your pipe in the front rail and run around that. I'm not disagreeing with that. Definitely that is a way around it as well. But for me, it's just I like to spread with it on, even for reeling pipes. Like the way I do it for handiness, and it's my own thing to speeding things up. Like I've seen me blow out a pipe, throw the pipe under the bobble, start reeling my backpack whilst I hook. If the pipe goes across here, say that in the clamps here, and that pipe there's finished with, and this pipe here still for spreading the next field, I would hook that pipe back onto my machine. I would tell them, and I'd hook the far end that was on that machine into it, and there would be a big loop in the field, and then I would end up telling the man right in the slurry, and then I would keep spreading whilst I'd be rolling on the existing 200 metre pipe. You know, things like that saves you a lot of time. So it does. On all, every one of them's got the Dribble GPS on the roofs, which is a must. Some job. That's for the 5th outfit if we need that, but hopefully with the way things are so early we shouldn't need it.
Yeah, so I kind of just left Adam to it there, because whenever he gets into it, he really gets into it. So yes, listen, that is all for this week. Sorry for the kind of haphazard video, but yeah, I've been asked just to do a wee shout out, so to Finlay, Georgia and Noah, who are all the way over in New Zealand. Hello, I hope you are all well. I know that you are watching these videos every week with your daddy. I'm glad to hear that you're enjoying them. And yeah, so their daddy Ian got in touch there during the week, and we were chatting to him, so he asked just if we could give him a wee shout out and just say like hello. So there we go. Right, so I'm gonna go and get the troops all gathered up and everything sorted via the chip out probably this evening. Yes, it just has been one of them weeks. So listen, thanks again, and we will see you again next week. I'm going to try and get out and get a lot of videos made next week. Fingers crossed. Never say it, don't hold me to that. They only knows what will happen, but I'm going to try my best. But anyway, yes, thanks very much, and listen, take care, and we will see you then. Alright.